Where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at? Anytime you ready, check it. I got 7 Mac 11s, about 8 38s, 9 9 10 Mac 10s. This never ends. You can't touch my riches, even if you had MC Hammer in them 357. Biggie Small, the millionaire, the mansion, the yacht. Shout out to Brooklyn. Edgar Berlanga gets at Turki Alalshikh with a response. And he lets him know he gonna ruin his old stage show. All the plans he has, cancel that. I'll buy another one. In this video, I'm gonna break down everything that's going on like usual, and everybody's gonna be happy at the end of this video. Let's go. Now, make sure you get my page to 75,000. That's the next milestone, rebuilding the page. Help me get to 75K. Threads, Instagram, @BoxingEgo1. Let's go. Stop playing. Now, I've already made a video about it, but some of you guys may be new. I don't like to repeat myself, but some of you guys may be new. Turki put out this bizarre tweet. I will be very upset if Berlanga and Zepeda knock out Sheeraz and Shakur. We have big plans for Sheeraz and Shakur, and this result would be a complete disaster. Now, this is weird. I don't know if it's a joke. I mean, first of all, if it's sarcasm and a joke, it's like a waste of time. Like, and there's no indication that it's a joke, right? So we gotta take it at face value. There's no haha, just kidding. There's no crying emoji. So we don't know what this is. But if it is real, and again, there's no indication that it's a joke, very bizarre move from Turki, right? And I went over this in the video. Most people got it. But there were some people who were like, oh, but ego, he's putting up the money. Of course he wants certain people to win. All promoters do this. Wrong again. Now, my thing is this. I'm not stupid. When I talk, it makes sense. There's not a naivete when I speak. So I understand that if you're Eddie Hearn and you have Anthony Joshua and he's selling out O2 arenas and stuff like that, of course, Eddie Hearn is going to back his guy. He wants his guy to win, right? That is common sense. But the thing with Turki is a little bit different is you're putting up the money. Fans don't really need it from you because you're kind of like, you're not even necessarily a promoter. You're kind of the bankroller. You know what I mean? So it opens up a whole can of worms when you're not really the promoter per se and you're doing this. And if I'm lying, then why does he need Dana White for the Canelo fight? Why doesn't Turki just do it himself? Right? Think about it. Why is he using Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren? So when the financier is making statements like this, it looks like the game is rigged, and boxing fans have been conditioned for a long time to see and expect BS in boxing. And I think that's the biggest fear here is you got a horse in the race and you for whatever reason, like you do, even if this is true, why do you have to articulate it? Why do you have to say, I will be very upset if Berlanga is a pay to win basically and knock out Sheeraz because we have future plans? I've already went over this whole thing. This is foolish for you to keep making futuristic plans when you don't know what's going to happen, and then you're putting guys in fights beforehand. It does not work in boxing. But for whatever reason, Turki continues to do it, right? Oh, we have Haney and Ryan Garcia 2 in October. Guess what? Ryan can't clear Rolly, so all that October stuff is cab. Big cab. You know what I mean? Oh, we want Wilder to fight Joshua. Then Wilder loses back-to-back. So he doesn't fight Joshua. And so on and so forth. How many times do you have to learn, or how many times does it take for you to go through the same thing over and over to learn? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting it to yield new results. So now you're talking about if Zepeda wins and Sheeraz loses, then you're going to be upset. Edgar Berlanga claps back. He says, "Don't worry, you'll be upset. I'm going to mess your day up on July 12th. I'm going to destroy your boy." And he put this message is him, you know, I guess in Saudi Arabia or something, because he has the garb on. And he says, "Me, hello, Turkey? Turkey, yes, who's speaking? Me, it's Berlanga. I'm your boss now. Huh? You heard me?" Bangs the phone. So, I don't know. It's kind of funny. He's trying to flex on Turkey or whatever. But Berlanga's like, "I'm here to ruin your whole thing." It just looked too biased, and the favoritism looked crazy when you're openly rooting for it, a person. And again, the fear that comes with that is, if you want an outcome to win, or if you want an outcome to happen and you want certain people to win, what length would you go through for that to be the case, right? If it's a close fight, is it going to be some robbery like Carlos Adames really should have beat your boy Hamzah Sheeraz, but he's a ring ambassador, Riyadh season ambassador, he's Muslim, he fought in Saudi Arabia, an Islamic Muslim country, and you were in his corner trying to help him, give him advice on how to beat Adames, the champion, right? Why would anyone want to fight when everything is against him? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, some of these fighters are going out bad because they're selling out for the quick cash and they're not understanding the politics that are coming with it. You have the person who's putting up the ducats to make it happen, and he's telling you the outcomes that he wants. It's just bizarre. Again, even if promoters in the past were wanting a certain outcome, they usually don't go the extra mile to put it on wax and put out tweets saying they're going to be upset if this occurs. Why are you so invested in it? And like, for real, Turkey, the mask is slipping. When he first came in the game, he was on some different stuff. He said he was here to unite boxing, make all the promoters work together. He has infinite money, and money is no issue. Money is no object. And he just wants to clean up the sport and save the sport that he loves and make the best versus the best. But then now, fast forward to the future, you're trying to beef with Tank, right? Talking about, oh, hair grease. You're picking favorites and then vocalizing it. You're preventing David Benavidez, the mandatory for Bivol, from getting the Bivol shot. Some of your fights are falling apart over money, like Teofimo and Jaron Ennis, but I thought you had infinite amounts of money. So for me, it's like the promises being made early on, and what you guys said was going to be the case. Oh, he just loves boxing and Turkey just wants the best for boxing. I can't say that that's true if you're playing the game like this and then coming out, like I said, picking favorites and saying what outcomes you want to win. What boxing fan cares what you want, to be honest? Why would boxing fans care if you're going to be upset? What does that do to the boxing world? Boxing fighters have their own fan base, and they have people supporting them or not liking them. So what do people